Have you ever thought about, maybe dreamed about spending $5,000 to be a part of a multi-day event with Alex and Layla Hormozi at their offices in Las Vegas? I know I said spending up front, but let's be clear. Let's call it investing $5,000 in an event with Alex and Layla. Well, good news, folks. You don't have to imagine. We have the one and only Bo Eckstein, the concierge to small business lending, just made that investment, just spent the multiple days, and I'm going to sit back and just soak in all the goodness that is Alex and Layla. Bo, man, I have to imagine it was an amazing event.
Absolutely. I didn't know I knew what I was going for. So basically I saw the ad and I'm like, you know what? Alex, I mostly watch Alex, I have to say, but I think Layla is probably just as smart or even smarter.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And
Yep.
I'm just impressed with the amount of content that is relevant for me growing my business that he puts out. And I would equate it to like what you do for real estate investors, right? In business, he's that guy, right? Here's a guy that's 35, 36 years old. He's worth over $100 million. He is, uh, he is a real guru, and he's not like there's a lot of people we see on social media that they play a big game, but this guy actually backs it up. And what I learned, and I met all his team members, the people that run his divisions, and they're young. I mean, I felt like an old guy being 46. They're young. They're so smart, and there were so many takeaways. We did roundtables with each of his heads, the head of YouTube for him, the head of marketing, the head of operations. I mean, it's just incredible to see someone at that level operate. And so when I saw that ad, I didn't think twice. And it even says on it's 5 grand. Like, he's not trying to trick you. Hey,
Yeah,
there's a
he's
price to
he's not
pay to
doing a
get.
slow play. Here's the deal. Take it or leave it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so would I make that investment again? Heck yeah. I tell you what, like the best investment you can make is in yourself. So like
Yeah.
if you're not paying to somebody to teach you something, then you're making a mistake,
Yeah.
and so I don't know. I look at things like like I had a conversation with my mom because I pay a business coach. Every session is $500,
Mm.
and to me that's a lot of money and I meet with them weekly, right? So I'm spending 20 something thousand a year just on this business coach, and I get so much value out of it that I will never not stop paying a coach, because it's like that 20 something thousand I invest is going to pay dividends. I'm going to 3, 4, 5x that. And so if you go into things and you invest in the right mentors, coaches, programs, I believe 100%. Now, I don't think you should get shiny object syndrome and buy everything in town, but you should go to an event and you're going to meet people. You're going to do business with the people you meet. Like every mastermind group I'm in, I don't necessarily go in thinking, hey, I'm just going to get a ton of business out of it. But what happens organically is you get business out of it. And
Mm.
actually, my business coach just referred me a deal, which I closed. And, it basically paid for coaching for 2 years. So it wasn't even like a tick for a tack kind of thing. But the point
Yeah.
is because I'm willing to invest myself, it opens up these opportunities, and it's all about opportunities. And going back to the Hermozis, right? Like Alex is super smart. What did he do? He invested in school, and he's going to blow school up. I know
Yep.
you recently went over, and now you have your school group and it's
Mhm.
booming, and you've got like amazing content in there. I actually followed suit and I started one for myself, um, because it's like whatever Alex is doing, I want to at least pay attention to. I'm not going to say I'm going to do everything he does, but I would say
Mm.
like he's a guy that I'm going to watch his videos. I'm going to learn from. Who else do you know that does a book launch and has almost over 600,000 opt-ins to go to his
Yeah.
live book launch? He had, I think, he broke the internet. He had over 200,000 people. Somebody that's that good, you got to take note from. And so
Oh,
I went to his
absolutely.
workshop, and it's like the way they talk about constraints. What are your constraints in the business? And you could
Mm.
take that into any. They also have a scorecard to evaluate businesses, and I love the scorecard. It gave me a whole new perspective on how to look at businesses. It just an amazing experience, and I mean, everybody I talked to at the event really enjoyed it, and so yeah, I highly recommend it. And essentially, what they're doing is they're creating an accelerator
Yep.
because they're gonna cherry pick. They're gonna find some sweetheart deals, and they're gonna say, "Hey, you want us to invest into the deal?" And
Yeah.
they always say,
This is
"We're
this is
yeah,
why this is why I think Alex and Layla are next. They're like playing 4D chess or 3D chess, whatever you want to call it. Um, they spent time. So first and foremost, I love the fact that you graciously compared me to Alex Hormozi. That is probably the nicest compliment I've had in a decade. But really, what I think you were saying is we both did something first, right? Alex went out, built businesses, had multiple exits, and then talked about it. I love the fact that I didn't talk about real estate investing until after I was financially free and retired and had a portfolio of 200 units and survived and thrived the crash. So I love that comparison. I think that's fair. I'm not saying we're on the same level by any means, but both of us did something, were without question successful, have the receipts to back it up, and then we help people, right? We didn't just read a book. We're not 18-year-old life coaches or crazy things like that. So that's awesome. Then the school thing. I think school is going to go next level. We're at 191 students as of this morning. I think it really takes off at 200 when the community builds. He's provided a platform where I can schedule events and have one-on-ones. He's given me a platform where I can communicate with everyone. I tried to do that on Facebook. It doesn't work. Um, and then he gives me a way to give away free education, right? So it's everything I want it to be. And it's simple. Dude, it doesn't have 1,000 bells and whistles that freak me out and scare me. It's like it's got a community page, a calendar, and a classroom. I'm like, done. That's all I need. Like, just make it simple. So yeah, I think that will blow up. And then to your point about Layla, I mean, I think she's smarter than Alex. I'll just say it matter of factly. I think she's smarter. She's so articulate. I think she's underfollowed. Uh, and I love it when she just goes after it. She's so blunt. I just love everything about Layla. So let me ask you more about the event. How intimate was it? I mean, how many people were in the room with you? Paying people were in the room with you.
I think it was like 50, but some people brought their business partners, so I think it was probably more like 60, 70.
Okay.
Um,
And it
but
was
it was
multiple days.
yeah, it was 2 days. It was all Monday and all Tuesday. They catered it. It was very nice. We didn't have to go anywhere for lunch. They had protein bars, like Alex Hermosi food,
Yeah.
concoctions. He's got a gym somewhere in this building too. I wish we could have. I didn't really get a chance to talk to him that at the event, but I could just tell that he and Layla are they seem to be. I don't know them personally yet, but they're very genuine, and
Hmm.
it's not like this whole guru thing. And he's got this grizzly beard, and he's buffed, and he just
He's
looks like a
walking
Viking.
around in a tank top or a wife beater or whatever you call those.
Yeah, and he is who he is, and he's intelligent and he's
Hmm.
funny. So yeah, I'm a huge fan, and like the scorecard that they provided, it's simple, but it's like I kind of felt like intimidated a little bit just because you would think I would know some of this stuff, but I learned a lot, and he walks through how he increases the enterprise value of a business, and they walk through how they make sure it's a business, and he talked about how when he was getting gym launch ready for sale, how he bulletproofed it, and he walked, and that's how he made it, and he exited that at 46 million and whatever change,
Hmm.
and now he's helping. We don't know all the businesses he's helping. They have an enterprise value of about 500 million,
Wow.
and so at his pace right now, he'll be a billionaire in the next 5 years, 5-10 years,
Yeah.
which is incredible. There's not too many people that become billionaires, right? Let
Yeah,
alone work.
self-made billionaire by 40. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I always think about people's backstories. Like I think he came from a highly educated family. I think his dad was a
Hmm.
doctor.
I
He's
believe so.
Iranian. Um, so it's not like he was always going to be successful type of guy, I believe. And but he has very simple processes, like similar to like do the work. He's like, okay, like if something's working, why aren't you like doubling
Do
down on that?
do
Like
more, yeah. Do more. Some is good, more is better.
he says, do more better, right? Do more better, right? It's like, and then I was just thinking, geez, like I could look at my business and it's like I have no excuses for certain things. It's do more better, right? And like if you just live by that, you know, your mantra as well, which is do the work, do more better. And if you're like frustrated because you can't find a rental property, well, how many properties are you looking at a day?
Yeah.
Well, if you looked at 5 times the amount, would you be finding deals? Of course you would. I mean, I don't think anything he taught was like rocket science, but it's stuff that if you're
It's
not,
not supposed to be.
yeah,
That's you know, a lot of people look to Alex, Cody Sanchez, Layla, others that are just blowing up right now, and they think there's something magical. Like they had this great unlock. No, they're focused, they're consistent. They don't take no for an answer. They get 1% better every day. And they network. They have an amazing network. And frankly, both Cody slash Alex, Layla together, they have bigger plans. They are using their social, like here's my guess. My guess is if you were to look at the YouTube analytics for Alex slash Layla and then Cody, they are probably both making 100 grand or more a month, right? On AdSense. I'm willing to bet both teams are losing money because they're paying more than the 100 grand on editors and this and that. They're looking at YouTube as the platform, as the search engine to feed a much bigger business. Both teams are playing for hundreds of millions of dollars, not 10 grand, right? That's the game that they're playing, I think.
the other big thing for me was like I've never been somebody that did any paid advertising for my lending business or for my franchise consulting business. But it's like I kind of see now that I've been playing small and like if I'm not investing back into my business, I am losing money. And like you're stagnant. And for many
Yeah.
years, I don't know if anybody who's you know, when you guys watch this, like you feel like you've had good success, but you feel like you're not moving, right? Like cuz
Yeah.
that's where I felt. And the reality of it was is I could do more better and I could double down and spend more, invest more into my business. So that's what I'm going to do. Like when I listened to how he bootstrapped gym launch, I'm like, that's my missing link. I didn't have that tenacity. Now, Layla talked about how her and Alex, you know, they don't have children. I don't think they want children. They love what they do. And
They
she said
love
she
work.
gets
That's a game to them. Yeah.
and she said she gets a lot of slack from people. And she's like, look, why do you have to judge me? Don't judge me. This is what I'm passionate about. And I completely support that. Like if that's like my wife is not entrepreneurial and I'm super entrepreneurial. I'm always like when I have downtime, I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm trying to figure out, you know, to grow. That's
Yeah.
not really my wife. My wife is a happy-go-lucky, family-oriented. She's a school teacher by trade, right? Like it's just different. But we get along and we understand how we're the yin and yang together. So like I don't have a Layla in my life, which maybe I would have been, you know, right? But that's not the point. I guess would they work well together? They're
Mhm.
okay who they are,
Yeah.
and
They're comfortable in their own skin.
yeah,
I love
and
that.
people and yeah, and if you once you become a big influencer, people are going to write negative comments, and you have
Oh
to
yeah.
grow a
The
thick skin and be like,
Yeah, the hate comes with the you know, the fame, if you will.
yeah.
So $5,000, 2 days. The whole idea of the event was to scale your business. So was the investment worth it?
The investment was worth it. I actually diagrammed in the notebook we got. I'll show you the notebook we got. Uh, see that?
Ooh, look at that scaling workshop. I like it.
Yeah. And so I diagrammed a whole new vision of my business to actually make it a business. And it wasn't a
Oh, I
business.
love that. You changed it. You had a huge pivot or aha moment.
Yeah. I was like, no wonder why I was getting frustrated because I wasn't thinking like a business owner. I was thinking as a consultant because, you know, I'm here to solve
Ah,
people's problems. Well, no, I'm like, I'm going to take what I'm building and make it into a sellable business. Not that I'm going to sell it,
no,
but
but
I'm going
that's
to
yeah.
go through and I'm going to have my scorecard. So if I ever decide to, you know, when I build this enterprise, someday I'm going to be like, hey, I want to go try something new. I now can have a business that I have the financials to show, the
Yep.
marketing, the intellectual property, and whether I sell it or not, I'm going to do better things because I have a real business, not some foo-foo wannabe business. And that was like my huge takeaway. So I diagrammed out the new structure of my business and I'm going to implement it. And I'm going back to his $100 million leads book. I'm implementing that. I mean, he lays
Nice.
it out. He lays it all out. You lay it all out in your one rental at a time. Guys,
It's there.
you know, pay attention. Like most people get books and they read the first page and then they never open it again. I mean, I've done that millions of times. But guys, when you find good stuff, invest your time and really like digest it and understand like CAC. You know, they kept on saying CAC, right? Like that's, you know, customer, the cost to acquire a customer, CAC, and
Yep.
LTV. What's LTV? Lifetime value of that customer, right? These are things you need to understand and what your formula is. How much of, you know, they know exactly how much they're spending on Meta and what their CAC, you know, what the CAC
Mhm.
is and what the lifetime value is and what the ratios are. Then that's how they know where to put more money into marketing spend. It's not like, oh, I think it worked. And, you know, this is where you separate, you know, from wannabe business owners from real business owners. And that is a huge takeaway I got. I mean, guys, if you own a business, I would highly encourage you to go to these workshops
Yep.
because if you're not really a business owner and own rental properties, I don't necessarily think it might be a good fit. But if you're a business owner, yeah, this is definitely something you should go and invest in.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for sharing. Shout out Layla and Alex, frankly, Cody as well. You guys are doing great work helping people. Bo, if somebody wanted to reach out to you and say, hey, I need the concierge, a small business lending to help me, how would they do that?
Just go to onerentalmeeting.com.
Folks, One Rental Meeting, he created a URL just for us, onerentalmeeting.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.